What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another edition of Winches and Whiskey. This will be a new video for us here we haven't done before. We're going to call this a whiskey one take, where we sit with some friends, we sample a little bit of whiskey, talk a little bit about the channel and what we're doing, maybe something else that might be fun to talk about. But we're all going to do it in one take, so we're not going to be doing any cuts. We're just going to kind of do this the old-fashioned way. So the camera's in front of you. You get to see how stupid I am and the idiotic things that are going to come out of my mouth, and enjoy it as we go from there. So if you like what you see, go ahead and hit like and subscribe, and stay tuned. All right, so that's where we are. Again, welcome to Winches and Whiskey. My name is Will. To my right here, I've got Steve, our resident whiskey connoisseur, and to my left here, I have our professional drinker and old man, Jack. And welcome to our whiskey one take. So, guys, appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out.
Yeah. No
free alcohol, I'm always in.
Oh, of course you are. Yeah, free alcohol. So we've got two bottles we're going to sample a little bit here. So, Steve, what'd you bring us today?
I brought us a Weller Foolproof. This is a single barrel select. It is a private barrel pick from a restaurant that we will not name, just for purposes of not getting anybody into trouble. But this is the Weller Foolproof, 114. It's a wheated bourbon. In the Weller lineup, we know that this is pretty sought after bourbon. Really good. I obtained this through trade. As you see, we're getting pretty close to the bottom. Quite possibly might finish this tonight, but you never know. So we'll give this a shot. We'll let the master start with his pour, and we'll go from there.
Oh, God. All right, well, let's just see. We'll do a nice pour here. Jack?
Thank you, sir.
So, for those of you guys that watched the last video I did a Weller Special Reserve, which is the green label. It's the entry level for Weller. And I mentioned a little bit about a Weller Foolproof. So this is the same mash bill as Weller. And Steve, this is the same as Pappy's, isn't it?
No, you're thinking of the Antique. The Antique is the same.
That's what it is.
A lot of people, if you mix the Weller Antique with the Weller Special Reserve, you can get a poor man's Pappy. I believe it's, don't take me at word here, but I think it's 3 parts the Antique to 2 parts the Special Reserve. Should give you, I believe, a poor man's Pappy. Again, don't quote me on that, but I believe it is something close to that. So we'll give this a shot. I've had this for quite some time. Might have had some aeration to it, so we'll see.
Still smells good.
Still good. Still has a good taste too. Do it. I got the hiccups.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm okay.
One sip of the Foolproof gave you the hiccups.
Yeah. Oh, it's not that old-fashioned we just had would have helped out a little bit. But I think we're going to talk about Jack's build on his Jeep. Is that what might be a good discussion here?
Yeah. So, Jack, why don't you tell us what you got for us that we're going to be helping you out with?
I have a 2007 Jeep Commander. I know that's not the most popular Jeep out there, but I really like the way it looks. We're going to be doing a full suspension upgrade. Is that correct? Will here help me with the build plans. I just spend the money.
Well, we won't talk about how much that was. So I think we're doing a 2-inch lift kit on that, and you went with a Dobinson's, right?
Dobinson's.
Yep.
With the Old Man Emu springs.
Okay.
Upper and lower control arms, right?
Yep.
Front and back.
And you went with a JBA.
JBA's upper control arms. I got the 2-inch offsets.
What size tires?
32s.
I think you went 33s.
33s on 17-inch
Rims.
Black Rhino rims.
The Black Rhinos, yeah.
The Black Rhinos look really good. Which have been sitting in my garage now for 2 months, taunting me every time I come home.
You walk in the garage, you're like, "Hello, how's it going?"
Yeah, they're just sitting there like, do something. I'm like, I'm waiting.
Makes me think of that Family Guy thing where it's like, "Hey man, do something.
Do something.
Do something." Poking him with a stick. Well, that's cool. What made you go with a Commander?
I started off wanting. I need with all the kids, 4 small kids. I need something with a third row, so we can all go someplace as a family, not my wife's minivan everywhere. So everything I buy, I like buying the older cars because I like working on them.
Yeah.
So I went back because they had the third row, and I actually got a very good deal on it, very cheap.
That's got the 5.7 Hemi, right?
Yep. It's still in great shape. It got a little bit of a head gasket leak, but I think it's something I'll be able to get repaired later. It's only got 180,000 miles on it. I paid less than $4,000 for it, so I'm actually at this point spent more money on the suspension, tires, and all this other stuff than I did for the entire vehicle to begin with. So.
Well, that's gonna be fun.
Just don't tell my wife how much I spent.
Well, hopefully she doesn't.
Until
watch
she
this.
watches this
Yeah,
video.
yeah. Well,
we just won't tell.
the chances of her watching this are.
You mean your wife doesn't want to support me and my channel?
She doesn't want to watch me.
Oh, well, that's fair.
She likes you and Steve, but she sees enough of me.
That's fair.
And my 4 kids drive her insane, so I'm not tops of her list anymore.
Right. Well, I think it'll be fun. Like the Jeep Commanders, I've watched a couple of YouTube channels for a while now that have Jeep Commanders, and they're odd. They're oddballs for the Jeeps. Not a lot of aftermarket support.
None whatsoever.
Yeah. But that 5.7 liter, that's pretty
It's a
nice.
hefty engine.
Yeah, it's pretty big. It's so my Sequoia's got the 4.7 liter 2UZ FE engine. That's the million mile engine that Toyota's got. It has no ass. Like, it is a amazing engine. It'll last until everybody else's car dies out, but it does not get on it. So, what's the throttle like on your Hemi?
Amazing. I can take off from the red light. I'm at 60 miles an hour before I even know I'm there. So I'm like, my wife calls me a grandpa driver because I don't like to spend money on speeding tickets, but I can, when I need to, take off. Like earlier today, good example, I was coming down the road and she goes, "You're going slow." So I slammed on the gas, and next thing I know, we're all going 70. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "You said I was going too slow, so I'm showing you that I can go fast." So
Now, Will, when it comes to the off-roading, the overlanding, Jeep, those Commanders aren't typically something you see out on the trails.
No, not
Normally, are they?
Not really. So in the years that I've been doing it, I've not seen a single Jeep Commander. I've seen a Liberty, and I think you were with me on that trip. We did a trip in February of last year down to the backcountry byway down in Kentucky, and there was we fell in with a big group of Jeepers. I'm in my FJ. Just kind of following with this, there was 10 or 11
10 or so.
Yeah, there was a lot, and they
Mostly
had
Wranglers.
Mostly Wranglers, yeah. But they had a Liberty with them, and that Liberty kept getting stuck. It's pulling the Wrangler back.
I don't think he had locking rear differentials.
No.
It was just the front, and it wasn't able to get him out.
Yeah, so he got that Liberty. We spent so much time stuck behind that Liberty, and then there were a couple of times when we jumped in, we were putting rocks on them. For any Liberty fans out there that might watch this, hey, good luck. I applaud anybody that tries to get a one of those rare vehicles and get them out. But I think that the Commander is going to be interesting because it's got a longer wheelbase. It's a little more aggressive. It's got a lot more ass behind it because of that Hemi.
It's got a wider base, too.
And it does have a wider base.
It does have the quadra drive too, so I'm all-time four-wheel drive.
Okay.
And I actually have the four-wheel low, which the previous versions of the Commander did not have the low. It was just full-time high four-wheel drive all the time. So I actually have the low.
That's nice. But you don't have any lockers, right?
No, it has factory lockers.
Oh, it does have factory
I
lockers?
did some research.
No?
It's factory lockers. I have the overlanding edition.
Oh.
I don't have. I have the. I guess at the time, 2007, when it came out, it was the top of the line.
Didn't you also say that the frame is also for the Jeep Cherokee?
That's what I'm finding out, doing a lot of research and trying to find, like he said, there's no aftermarket support for this thing at all. And I've done a lot of forums and a lot of research, finding out that it's built on the exact same frame as the Jeep Grand Cherokee of the same year, matching up. So I'm actually going to be doing, with Will's help here, we're going to be doing the front and rear bumper, but we're going to be purchasing a front and rear bumper that's designed for the Grand Cherokee and modifying it to work on this vehicle.
We'll just take some welding.
We're going to learn some welding. We're going to learn some, and the words of my grandpa, we're going to learn some hillbilly ingenuity.
A hillbilly ingenuity. I like that. Yeah, that's good. I'm excited about it. Like the suspension is a little different with the like the Toyotas that I'm familiar with, like your front coilover is going to go, and it bolts directly into your lower control arm. But with you've got that clevis hook.
Clevis, yes.
So which is kind of interesting. So the clevis hook, essentially, it's like a fork on the bottom of the strut, and you bolt that onto the bottom of the strut, and then the clevis hook, the fork, is actually what connects to your lower control arm, which is kind of interesting, like, kind of weird. So when you bought the suspension, you had to buy new.
Well,
forks?
when you helped me do the build, we looked at that, and you looked at them. You said they looked like they were fine, but I went ahead and bought a set of aftermarket ones just to make sure that we didn't have an issue trying to put them back on.
Yeah.
So I got like no aftermarket support. So go out for eBay. I managed to find on eBay a set of them for $98. Reconditioned. They were refinished, shipped to me, got them within a week.
I mean, there was that other company that
We're not talking about it.
Yeah.
We're not talking to you about that. I'm still.
A very good point is that if you're going to be looking for parts, make sure you find it from a reputable company that won't screw you.
And do a little research on the company and make sure they're a real company and not some.
I mean, to be fair, I will take that on the hit because it looked legit when I went.
It looked very legit.
I mean, it is what it is. It happens.
But yeah.
And if you want to spend the money, I mean, you can find. I believe I sent you. What was the link I sent you for? There was a company, and you said they're really expensive, but it's the parts are really good. I can't remember off the top of my head now. It's when I was looking at Raptor parts.
Oh God, what was that company? I mean, like a lot of the things, and this is something that I've learned over the years, is with off-roading and overlanding. When you start to do these builds, it's a lot of the times it's going to be buy once, cry once.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather, having gone through what I've gone through in the phases, the builds that I've done, and the work that I've done, I would rather save up and invest money in a very good quality system, like maybe a mid-range system. Like I'm not saying like if you have a Toyota, you're going to go out and buy King's shocks with like a 3-inch lift and a bypass valves and a remote resis and all that stuff. No, you don't need to do that, but find a good quality one. Like don't go with rough country. And for anybody that is out there that has rough country is watching this, good for you. If you don't off-road regularly and you don't want to go challenge your truck, you want to just have the lift and you want to make it look cool, yeah, go rough country. It is a budget lift, and it's a budget. When I say budget, I mean it is a lift that's there that you're not going to spend a lot of money on, but you're going to get the desired look that you want, but maybe not get that functionality. Good kits, depending on what truck you get, like Jeeps, they're a completely different animal, except for Commander. You'll get a kit that, I mean, you can spend like, I don't know, $500-600 on a decent kit that'll get you there. With the Toyotas, with mine, I think that the average, about $1,500 gets you a decent entry level to mid-level kit, like maybe King's. I think, because I was looking at it for the new FJ, and you can get like a Bilstein spacer lift, like the front coilovers you can get from Toy Tech for like $700 with a the Bilstein 5100 lift, the strut with the iBox springs on a Toy Tech build. It's like $700 for the front coilover. It's not bad, and then you can maybe spend $400 or $500 on the rear struts, and $200 to $350 on a good set of springs for the back. I mean, you're looking at $1,500 for a decent entry-level suspension system. When I do the suspension on the FJ, the new one, Carlos, it'll probably be close to about $2,000, maybe anywhere between $2,000 and $2,500 is what I'm looking at for the shocks, lift, and all that stuff. But again, it's buy once, cry once. Jack, I mean the Dobinsons, I think what you got with paired with those OME coils, I mean that's going to be a really good system.
Yeah, I think that's a nice I'm not going rock crawling. It's just going to be for weekend warriors, camping, going off-roading, having fun with the kids.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. I think it's going to be working good. Wish I would have known 6 months ago that there was going to be no aftermarket support. I might have bought a little bit different vehicle, but
I mean,
you live, you learn, and we can make it work. Like the roof rack, I think it looks amazing, even though it's designed for a 2025 Gladiator
Yeah.
with some modifications. I think it looks really good on that Jeep.
So what have you done with it so far? Like, I know we don't have any pictures of it right now. We're just kind of doing some copy one.
I put a cold air intake, K&N cold air intake. I bought the extended version, a little bit more money. I can actually transform it later into the snorkel if I'd like to. Because I was debating on going just cold air intake or the snorkel.
Yeah.
So I went with an option where I can add the snorkel later if I decide to.
What companies do you know of that makes a snorkel for that?
K&N actually has one.
A snorkel?
Yes.
No shit.
It's a K&N cold air intake with a snorkel adapter.
Nice.
The whole kit. The snorkel add-on was like another $160, $170.
That's not bad.
I spent $150 on the cold air intake.
Yeah.
It bolted on in less than 20 minutes. I'd never done one
Nice.
before, and it was, if I could do it, anybody can do it,
Right.
because I'm a functioning special needs person.
Oh yeah, we get
I chose not to use the words.
So
On a
you're
side note, I like how you said, don't tell your wife how much you spend as you're
you keep dropping how
as
much
you're
I spend.
routing off
This is why I
routing off the numbers that you spent on your parts.
That's a professional drinker coming out. Like, yeah.
With that being said, like his thing, I'm looking at some point to get into it, and I'm debating between a Raptor, Ford Raptor, and a Toyota Tundra, probably a Crew Max, and I've got differences between the two that I like. I want the Raptor because it's made for off-roading. It's got a lot of good parts on it already. Yes, you'd want to have a build on it for yourself, but if I start out and maybe do minimal things on it, it's going to be there. Whereas the Tundra, it's going to last me longer, but then I got to actually put the build on it. I like the Raptor because it's got certain things that are already there that are made to get that off-roading. But I
Like
know
the
that
auxiliary buttons.
the auxiliary buttons. I know that
Yeah.
it's already got. I believe it's already got locking rear differentials on the Raptors. I believe like they're made the upper and lower control arms are made for off-roading.
But the right Tundra you can get does have locking rear differential as well.
True.
And I would argue too. I would say that not necessarily argue. I would point out that the Raptor was built as a kind of like a Baja truck, so it's made for like desert racing. So the suspension you have, yeah, you're going to have some good suspension on it because I think that the Fox suspension is what it has on it, which is a great suspension system, super great. But for desert running, for like Baja training and stuff like that, if you're getting into like big overlanding, will it do the job? Absolutely, it will do the job. Fox is a great suspension system. I have no issues with that. But the one specifically for that truck was made to be fast and mean on like a desert trail. But there's a guy in one of my that has come down with my Toyota groups in the past, and he's got one of those short cab Raptors, which is actually really nice. And he's taking it on the backcountry byway. He took it on Spas Creek, a couple other ones down
Or if
there.
you get the Raptor Ranger.
Those
Or if anybody out there wants to buy me the new ones, the Hennessy, the Velociraptor.
Oh yeah, I'm
ones,
sure they'll get right on that. Buy it.
1,000 horsepower.
Oh, that's fine. That's not expensive.
I don't know if I would really want to spend $200,000 on a truck that I'll be taking off road. But if anybody out there wants to graciously provide me with that, I'd be more than happy.
That's like my son looked at me and he goes, "Dad, you should buy a T-Rex." I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, the Ram T-Rex." I'm like, "I am not buying a TRX." He goes, "Dad, it's awesome." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a pretty cool truck. Do you know how much it costs?" He goes, "It can't be that expensive." And I'm like, "Dude, it's expensive." And my son, who's 11, he's just like, "Dad, it can't be that bad." I'm like, "Dude, it's like $110,000. And he goes, "Well, you just bought an FJ." I'm like, there's a big difference in that. Come on, kid. What are you talking about?
Yeah, if you're going to spend the money on a truck that's almost the cost of a house, then, good for you. But,
Yeah, but can you imagine, like, if you spent $110,000 on a rig, would you really want to take that out, knowing how fucked up your paint gets and all that kind of stuff?
No.
if I had the money,
Wow.
we don't all have
If I
money.
could afford a
I mean,
$110,000 truck, I could afford the repairs of the truck.
That's
every 6
fair.
months.
I mean, my brother-in-law does own a paint company and buffs out.
If you can afford the $150,000 truck, why not buy like a $60,000 truck and then spend $100,000 and putting parts onto it too?
Or you, like my Sequoia. All right, so I bought my Sequoia. Oh God, it's going on 3 years. So I've had my Sequoia actually exactly 3 years. I bought it exactly 3 years ago, and I bought that for $10,000. At the time, that was a little on the higher side for a Sequoia. But now they've gone up. Like buying a clean frame Sequoia, like an 07 with the center locking diff, 4-wheel drive, with the low mileage that I had it on, that would cost every bit of like 15 grand. I bought that for 10 grand, and I've probably invested about 10 grand into it. And that thing is absolutely awesome. Like, will I continue to build it up? Absolutely. I was showing you guys, I have a bunch of parts in there. Like I have an aux beam switch panel that needs to go in. I got some lights that have to get installed.
Aux beams, amazing.
Yes.
Well, I'm so glad you turned me on to those.
Yeah.
That was an easy install, and it made a huge difference.
Yeah, you put the aux beam 8-gang.
Yep, 8-gang. I put that in last weekend. It works amazing.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet. I've done a ton of reviews on them. I shouldn't say done a ton. I've watched a ton of reviews and I've seen the quality. It's freaking amazing. But like my winch, it's just sitting in my toolbox right now, waiting on me to install it. But I got a bunch of stuff for the Sequoia that's coming up, which I guess I should talk about that, right?
How big is the winch? What's the capacity on that?
So I bought, last year while I was deployed to the Middle East, I went on a big spending spree, just bought a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, telling my wife, I was like, for once, I'm going to have the packages all showing up at the house. And so I bought I took a chance and I got Open Road 4-wheel drive. It's a decent company out there. I watched like a couple of channels that I watch regularly, like Ozark Overland Adventures, Independence Overland. They switched out their warrants to try these new 13,000 pound winches from Open Road 4x4. Damn trains. So I bought the winch, and so it's a 13,000 pound winch. And it's
Shut up!
Again, this is Whiskey One Take. We're not editing it. We're making it as legitimate as possible. Now you get to know where I live. I'm not even that damn close to the train.
No, you're closer than I am.
Well,
I
that's
can
true.
hear it from my living room too.
Well, you have a Halloween theme park in your backyard.
Hey, no, he's not lying. I do live directly in front of one of Ohio's biggest haunted houses. So I get to listen to it all October, screaming. My kids have nightmares.
Well,
On a side note, my son, I also live down the street from a pay lake. If you're not familiar with those, where you pay to go fishing for catfish and stuff. And when we bought the house, we moved in, and one of our first Friday nights, they would do fishing derbies. It was great. And they would come across the loudspeaker announcing the winners. And at the time, my 3-year-old son looks at me and goes, "Daddy, is that God talking to us?" I was like, "Yeah, he's telling you that you caught a 13-pound, 8-ounce."
Congratulations on our winner with a 13-pound catfish. God?
Yeah. He's like, "Is that God talking to me?" I'm like, "No, it's not God. That's the fishing lake." He goes, "The what?"
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
Gotta love kids.
Oh yeah.
That's why you
Before
have
we
so
get back
many
into it, should we hit the Starlight?
Sure.
Yeah,
let me
let's try
finish this
something
real
different.
quick.
You know me. My glass was empty a long
This is
time
your
ago.
bottle.
So
Just gotta let them know.
All right, so I had initially said we were going to do this in one take, and apparently we had some technical difficulties. I didn't know you could max out an iPhone.
Yes, you can max out a lot of things.
That's why you should always go with Android.
You're lowering my expectations for my
Android.
Well, the build will be fine. Have I?
You're lowering my expectations.
My shit has made it through the trails many times. I want to hear about it. So
Okay.
we had some issues. We lost a little bit of our video, but that's okay. We're picking it back up now, continuing on. So we are actually going to try. There was so much good stuff on the video. We're actually going to go ahead and talk about this other bottle we have right here that Steve was able to get for me. And I had said earlier, but you guys didn't see it because the video stopped recording, that Steve is just, he's a piece of crap and it doesn't help me at all. But it's a lie. He actually got this bottle. And so this is from Starlight Distillery in Borden, Indiana, which is it's a great distillery that we have grown to really appreciate. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've got, Steve and I have had many bottles from them now. God, so many bottles. Like the light whiskey, the maple, the VDN, the honey. Oh, the honey was so sweet. And the rye was really good. Mm-hmm. There's so many good bottles that come out of here. Starlight is not an MGP. when you hear Indiana, you generally think it's an MGP, which is an outsourced bourbon. So they just make it there, they get it out to the companies, and they make their own spin on it. But it's essentially the same mash bill. This is its own mash bill. It's got its own distiller. It is very good. This particular bottle here is a toasted bottle. It's aged for 5 years, and then it's placed into a new charred oak barrel. And that oak barrel then is it brings out a lot of sweetness in it. A lot of these double oaks that you see that are put into another barrel after a while, they kind of become a lot sweeter. I like to think of them as like breakfast food. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Very mapley, kind of maple syrup, French toast kind of vibe to it. When this is all said and done, when it's bottled, this comes in at 106 proof, and it is pretty good. So we went ahead and poured. We haven't taken a sip yet. It does smell good on the nose. Steve, I think you had mentioned earlier about for people that don't know how to smell, you want to go ahead and talk real quick about that?
For all you people that are new to whiskey, if you're trying to get a smell for it, or in general, I would start at a low proof. Don't start high. If you're just getting into bourbon, you want to start probably lower than 100 proof. If you start high proof, it's ideally going to throw you off. The heat that comes off of it, the taste, you can't start high. You have to start low and build up. Get your palate used to the flavors and the nose, the finish, everything like that. But when you smell, you stick your nose in the glass, open your mouth, it gets the flavors going. You can smell the flavor, you can smell the oakiness, you can smell the char, you can smell the toast. Give it a smell, and you don't shoot bourbon. You don't throw it back. Give it a little sip, kind of let that resonate on your tongue. You're going to feel, you might feel the burn, but you're going to get a couple different things here. When you first taste it, you'll get one taste, and then when you swallow and get that aftertaste, it's going to be a completely different taste. You'll hear all kinds of people say the finish on the bourbon, and that just means like that when you take your first sip, it's going to taste one thing, and then after you've swallowed that, it's going to leave a taste on your tongue, and that's going to be a completely different flavor profile than when you first sipped it. Yeah, I know you're wanting to chuckle like a jackass because I said swallow. We're only 40 years old and we're still immature. But
speak for yourself.
You get my point. When trying whiskey, you have to take it very slow. Don't start off with like a Pappy Van Winkle 23 year. Don't start off with an Elijah Craig barrel proof. Start off with something low. You can start off with like a bottled and bond. All bottled and bond bourbons are 100, but I would recommend starting low if you can, and that helps build your palate towards getting to know what's good and what's bad.
Yeah. And this particular bottle is delicious. Like it is like French toast. Like
good.
It is so good. Like it's sweet but not overpowering.
It's got a good finish on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's not a lot of bite. It's good. I mean, and 106 proof is good. I'm at a point where I generally prefer like bottles that are over 100 proof. Like if I get one that's under 100 proof, I kind of find it a little bit underwhelming. Mostly, one of my favorite bottles, like always on my shelf, is the Old Forester 1920, and that comes in about 116 proof. Great bottle. Like it is phenomenal, and there's not a lot of bite for 116 proof. It is good. I would argue I like it better than the Weller full proof.
And don't let proofs scare you. You can see a bottle that's a high proof. Now there are bottles out there that they have the term hazmat bottle to it. When you're getting up in the 130s.
Maybe like Booker's?
I believe. Well, Booker's is even a lower proof than, because we tried the Jack Daniel's.
Oh, the Jack Daniel's.
The Jack Daniel's, I think that came in at 130.4, whereas I think the Booker's was way under that. It was around 120 something.
Something like that.
But the Booker's was hot. And
but the Jack Daniel's, surprisingly, for 130.4 was not that bad.
Higher proof bottles don't always mean that it's just going to completely burn. It depends on the distillery. It depends on the mash bill. It depends on the finish. There's a lot of things that go into it. I've had lower proof bottles that burn more than a higher proof bottle, and it all depends on what you're looking for. And as Will said, I prefer higher proof bottles. It's just the flavor is there.
Yeah, but the downside is if you like higher proof bottles and you like to drink it, you'll find yourself drinking more of it, and then that goes into.
It's not,
it's not good.
Not as good. Not as good.
Depends on what you're looking for. You're looking to just, if you want to enjoy it, go with the higher proofs because you're not going to drink as much of it. A lot better flavor because my collection is nowhere near these gentlemen's, but I have a range of bottles from 130 proof all the way down to 80 proofs. And my everyday is usually an 80 proof. Right now, it's my everyday is Eagle Rare. That's my everyday. Thanks to Steve.
Well,
give me a couple.
Eagle Rare is your everyday.
That's my everyday.
It's not easy to get.
Steven takes good care of me because I come to his house and help him fix all his broken stuff.
Oh, well, there's that. I would say that like if there's a bottle, the 2 bottles I probably will drink as a daily sipper would be like the Weller Special Reserve, which is a lot easier to get nowadays than it used to be.
I haven't had a bottle of that in a couple years.
$23 bottle.
27.
27.
27.
Right,
yeah.
Prices have went up.
And Wild Turkey 101.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
Wild Turkey 101.
I really enjoy amazing. Wild Turkey 101, but I also still have a soft spot in my heart for Maker's Mark. Like it's a wheated bourbon. It's not expensive. I think it's $24 for a bottle of just Maker's Mark. It's just a good all around. It's good for a mixer.
Yeah.
Am I going to say that that's like it's like the best one you can get? Absolutely not.
For all you bourbon newbies out there, don't buy into the hype of what's out there right now. Don't buy into the you have to have a Blanton's, you have to have an Eagle Rare, you have to have the top of the line Wellers. You don't have to have those top of the line bourbons that everybody sought after. There are so many good bourbons out there on the shelf that are easily available that you can get at any liquor store that are so much better. I've got enough Blantons that it's sitting there. Like I trade it because it's a good bottle. It's a great bottle to have, but the hype has kind of gone down a little bit.
I don't like it.
If I could, I mean, the Russell 10-year.
Russell 10-year is pretty good.
Single barrel.
Russell single barrel is where it's at. Yeah.
Russell,
there are so many good bottles of bourbon out there that are sitting on the shelf on a daily basis that you will enjoy more than those sought after bourbons. Is it cool to have the sought after bourbons?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
See, I would agree with you on the Blantons though. I think Blantons is a gimmicky bottle. Like it's most sought after because of that stupid horse on the top. Like, and the bottle looks cool. But I personally, I have it on my shelf. It's not my daily sipper. It's not one that I care if it dies because I don't. It's got a really strong leathery taste in it, and I don't like that. Now the Blanton's Gold, on the other hand, it takes everything that I don't like with the Blanton's and gets rid of it. And the Blanton's Gold is phenomenal. I have a bottle on the shelf. That is delicious. But regular Blanton's, no. And I definitely wouldn't pay $80 for a bottle.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've went on to a liquor store and I've actually passed up buying Blanton's and actually bought nothing on a drop day because I have too much Blanton's and it's not.
Oh, I have too much Blanton's.
It's not worth the hype so much anymore.
I prefer to get E.H. Taylor.
E.H. Taylor
is so good. Small batch it's a great bottle. Single barrel, if you can find it, is amazing.
But again, there's a plethora, a large amount of bottles that are sitting on the shelf daily that are head over heels worth getting before running rampant and killing yourself trying to find a bottle of Blanton's because it's Blanton's. Everybody wants Blanton's.
I would agree that don't becoming a bourbon snob. Yeah. And I'm not calling Steve and Will here bourbon snobs, but I am the everyday man. I drink what I like to drink. I have some Old Forester. My father-in-law is a huge fan of Evan Williams. Evan Williams is the cheapest bourbon you can buy.
Jim Beam. I would say Jim Beam's even cheaper.
But both of those, but that he is 70 years old and that's all he will drink. If I buy him a more expensive bottle, he won't drink it. He will just let it sit on the shelf because that's So don't be afraid to start with the cheaper stuff, especially if you've never really tried bourbon before.
Agree.
Because it can be harsh at times. And the higher proof like we talked about, the higher proof, it gets hotter and hotter and hotter. And I very warn a lot of you guys out there, if you want to get into this, ryes, you need to build up to a rye. These guys will probably talk to them later.
Ryes are good. Yeah.
Ryes are amazing, but if you've never tried a rye and your first time you try it, you are going to regret it and you'll never do it again. So you need to build up to it.
Yeah. If you're going to start out brand new, don't start out with a big name bottle, because if you try that big name bottle and you dislike it, that could ruin your bourbon experience. Start out low and build your way up.
So like when I got into bourbon, like I didn't drink bourbon or whiskey. My 21st birthday, I went out and my roommate bought me a bottle of Jack Daniels and I killed the bottle that night. Oh my God, it was so bad. Shut up. It was so bad.
I was drinking whiskey when you were still in diapers.
It's because you're old.
I know I'm old, but
Well,
your hair versus mine.
Right. I'm only 40, but my hair is 56. I get it. I understand. But after I drank that bottle of Jack Daniels, I was so sick and I could not drink whiskey for years. Just the smell of it would make me throw up. And then probably about 10 years ago, my girlfriend, now my wife at the time, or my girlfriend at the time, my wife now, said, yeah, I know, I got it mixed up there. She was like, hey, you should try some bourbon. Let's try this. And I'm like, okay, well, so I tried Maker's Mark, and Maker's Mark was actually what was my entry back into bourbon. And that's why it's got a soft spot in my heart for Maker's, because it's what got me back into this into whiskey, or I shouldn't say back into, it got me into whiskey. And that was what I kind of started off with, which is a low proof. I think it's 80 proof, 84 proof, something like that. It's not very high proof, and it's a wheated bourbon, so it's a little sweeter. So you can mix it, you can drink it straight. It was a good entry point. And then I tried, the other ones, like I tried Woodford, I tried, Four Roses, I tried, Jim Beam, Evan Williams, Wild Turkey, and I learned what worked for me, and that was what worked. And then, yeah, I kind of went off the rails, and I started wanting those sought after bottles, and I was looking for them. And then after a while, I found what I liked about bourbon, and those are the bottles I look for. The ones I like the Old Forester Lux Row collection. Those are delicious, like the 1910, the 1920, a Whiskey Row, yeah, 1910, 1920, delicious. Then I have the 1924, which is a good bottle. Mm-hmm. I would not buy another bottle at $120 a bottle. Mm-hmm. I would not. It's good.
Statesman is good.
I got that.
Old Forester is some of my favorite. Woodford Double Oak is great. I do have a bottle of the original Double Oak, like the 375 milliliter bottles. Mm-hmm. I won't pay $200. I can't bring myself to pay $200 for a bottle of it. It's sitting at my local liquor store. It's on the shelf right now. I can't bring myself to spend $200 on a bottle for that. But I won't lose my mind about not finding a Weller 12 year or a Blanton's Gold, or I would love to get an Old Forester birthday, but I'm not going to sit in line in front of the distillery for 12 hours for a bottle of bourbon that cost me $300. No, I'm not going to do that. I know what I like, and I will drink it, and I will enjoy it, and I feel fine about that. So
there you go. That's all that matters. Is
and how you drink it doesn't matter. We're drinking it. The term is called neat. Mm-hmm. It's just straight bourbon. There's no water. There's no ice. Not mixed with anything. There's multiple different ways you can drink it. Drink it however you like. You can put a couple drips of water in it. That will kind of lower the heat level a little bit. You can put ice in it. You can drink it in an old fashioned. An old fashioned is one of the best ways you can ever drink bourbon. But we're drinking this neat, and nothing wrong with drinking it however you want it.
Personal favorite on that, sweet tea.
Sweet tea.
You drink
bourbon and sweet tea. I'm sorry. That's my go-to every night of the week, Monday through Friday.
You put Eagle Rare in sweet tea?
Yes, I do. You got a problem with that?
No, I mean, I was just asking.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Bourbon all night long, and of course, I'm gonna feel it. I'm gonna get the buzz. I'm gonna get the tipsy. But beer, like I can't drink that much beer before I'm feeling it. It's something about the bourbon that I can have quite a few glasses of and feel great. But drink bourbon however you want.
Yeah, I personally, and you guys have seen it on the channel, like when I drink my bourbon, I like to put ice in it. Why? I like my drinks to be cold. Like, now I like my coffee to be hot. But if I'm drinking whiskey, I like it to be on the rocks. That's just my personal preference. And there's a chemical thing with that too. Like, if you put water or ice in your bourbon, it dilutes it and brings out a different flavor profile, which is interesting too. So, yeah, will I drink it neat? Absolutely. But my preferred method is with the rock, and the big rocks are the best because they melt slower. Oh
melt slower. Some people prefer just a couple drips of water. It does lower the heat level a little bit.
I've done that. I do that one a lot.
Oh, it all depends. Yeah.
Do you remember when we had that 250-year-old Scotch?
Yeah,
that was nuts.
I don't know if I can do Scotch like that ever again, thanks to our friend Nate. Yeah.
Oh god, it was so he got a bottle. I think he spent like $2,500 on. He won a bunch of money when he was in Vegas, and he bought a bottle of like 250-year-old Scotch. And he's like, "Screw it, I'm up enough. I bought it." So he buys this bottle, and he only broke it out for special occasions. And when I got married, he was my best man. Steve was one of my groomsmen, and Jordan from Trail Well Off Road was also one of my groomsmen. And he broke out that bottle, and we had some, and holy crap, it was good. We drank it neat because I don't think I could.
And I think we only probably drank an ounce each, maybe two, and that was enough. That was enough for everybody.
So
I remember that. That explains a lot about you guys.
Whoa, it was a great party. It was a great party. That's all I'm saying.
Nobody invited me to the Scotch party.
Well, no, that was only for the groomsmen.
Well, I'll remember that.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, you're already married.
I know, I'm already married.
I don't think...
you never know. I can get married again.
At your age?
Really?
With your kids? Who's taking on a 50-year-old man with 4 kids under 4?
Well, you can have the twins.
No,
we're not buying your kids.
Why not?
I'll take Jackson.
At my age, everything's
Jackson's
negotiable.
the easiest.
No, we're not negotiating your kids. I'm not adopting your kids. What are you talking about?
These are godparents, so if something happens to me because of drinking, they're all on to him anyways. All 4 of them.
Yeah.
He's like,
on top of
that. That does not encourage me at all.
Something was to happen to everybody and have 7 kids in the house.
Hey, there you go.
Oh my gosh.
Next time we'll go out on the trail.
Think about that.
My entire bourbon collection would be gone probably in a weekend if I had to deal with that.
You would get mine and
there you go. Yeah, we'll make sure we get that to you too.
We already got it all.
Oh,
the bourbon goes with the kids.
He doesn't care. Mine are all open. He doesn't want to say, "I don't want your hand-me-downs, peasant."
I actually have quite a few bottles that have never been opened. My wife, with her traveling, she brings me some bottles. I need to bring to Steve and let him look at, and maybe on future episodes we can crack some of them open.
Absolutely.
I've never seen before. I tell her when she goes out to look for barrel picks and specialty, like you said, just the labels, but usually labels.
I went down to Memphis. Went down to Memphis in June for some work with the Navy, and I was able to get some bottles I'd never seen, like Blue Note, which I'd heard of. I'd never had it, but I'd never had an uncut, and it was a single barrel uncut. It was a barrel pick for Blue Note uncut, which was really good. And then I also went to Old Dominic's Distillery, which I'd never heard of that, and I bought maybe we can do that the next time we do this. It is a 129 proof. It is a very, very strong blended bottle, but it is really good. It's an Old Dominic's barrel proof, and it's really good. But yeah, I mean, when you travel, you find all kinds of different stuff.
I've got one I'm going to bring over. Hopefully, next time we do this, I've never seen one before, but maybe you can try. It was a barrel pick for me and my wife went on that trip 2 years ago for our anniversary, just for fun. I stopped in a local liquor store, and I got a barrel pick for that local liquor store. It's 120 proof. Not the weeded, the other. What we did, the hot one. I'm sorry, I'm already drunk. not the wheat, the rye.
Mm-hmm.
It's 120 proof.
For
rye.
what? Who is the distiller for it?
I'm trying to remember. Elijah Craig, I think.
Oh, well, I can see it. Yeah,
It's one I've never.
Elijah
seen
Craig barrel. Did they do a barrel proof rye?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
It's 120
or
proof.
straight rye, something
Yeah,
like that.
straight rye.
Yeah.
You know-
I tried a shot of it. And I was like, the guy tried to get me to do it. And I was like, I'm not really into rye. So he goes, well, just give this one a try. So he gave me a little. I'm like, that actually was, and I hadn't been drinking, so I didn't have the buzz or nothing. I'm like, that's actually very.
Yeah, the mix, like if
Rye.
I'm not a huge fan of ryes, but there are a few out there that are really good.
I think you guys
Michter's-
might like
the
this one.
Michter's
Yeah.
rye is really good.
The
Old Forester single barrel rye is
That's
really
pretty good. The Bullet 12-year rye was really good. And then one of my go-tos is actually, Sagamore, the double oak rye. That is,
Is that the one I got you in Washington?
yeah. So I can't ever find that anywhere in like the liquor stores here, but I always find it like on a Class 6 on base, like
Yeah, I
the
mean, 'cause
liquor
I
store
think
on
it's
base.
out of Maryland, right?
It's a Maryland, and I think it's an MGP based.
Yeah, so I mean, being in Washington,
Yeah.
I think that was an easier way for me to get it.
Yeah. But it's delicious.
I think
It's
it was a
so
store
good.
pick.
Yeah, that one was a store pick. So I've gotten several of those bottles, and that is absolutely chef's kiss. It's delicious.
So the next time we do this show, we do the next one, I will bring a bottle. Nobody told me we were doing this today.
Well, you just showed up.
I came looking for car advice, and I'm never going to turn down free alcohol. So
I mean, it's not free.
Just so you guys know,
You'll pay for this
if
later.
you need any help, I'm hillbilly mechanic, engineer, carpenter. I work for fairly cheap.
No, I'm excited about the Jeep Commander build with you. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited. I've got a lot of work still to do to the FJ. That's
FJ.2.
FJ.2. Carlos, car-los, and then
Why is it Carlos? I'm just going to ask.
so all right,
In case nobody knows,
right.
explain to us
So
why
when Guapo, my
Guapo?
yeah, my kids wanted to call it Handsome, and so we were like, Handsome is a weird name, and then my wife was just like, well, you could say it in Spanish, and my son knew what it was. He's like Guapo, so they started calling it Guapo, and so when I started building up my original FJ, it became called Guapo, and so we went with it. My wife now hates it, which is hilarious because it was her suggestion.
And now that it's in a car, it got into a car accident, went from Guapo to Guano.
Guano.
That's a great dad joke. You tell 3 dads are sitting there.
It's terrible.
That was a horrible dad
That's
joke.
terrible. But he's not wrong. It's sitting in my driveway all jacked up. So when I started looking for a replacement for it, I knew I wanted another FJ because I was going to buy this one back and I was going to salvage everything I could from it. But I wanted a 2012 Trail Teams edition. And the 2012 Trail Teams edition, so every year the FJ came out, they had a Trail Teams edition, which was the special edition for that year. And it had a special color, and the hood, so all the silver trim pieces were all black, and then most of them would have a decal on the hood, like I had on my old one.
They were
the
red,
black.
weren't they? Weren't most of them
The
red?
2012s were red. It was the only one that was red, and it was completely red. There was no white roof. It was just red, color matched to the rest of the body. It was the only year they did a radiant red, and it looked sharp. And I'm not a huge fan of red cars, not really. I'm also not a huge fan of yellow cars, but look where I'm at now. But the radiant red, I wanted it so bad, and my wife was like, "Oh, red's kind of spicy."
Spicy.
And then she starts laughing, and she goes, car-los, and it's stuck. And she made me promise that no matter what FJ I got, we would call it Carlos. And then she tells the kids, and she goes around behind their back, and she's like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna name it Carlos." And so the kids are like, "Which Carlos? You gonna get new Carlos?" I'm like, so now I got Carlos in there. I just need to keep ice out of my driveway.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Little too soon. Too soon.
Whoa.
Wow.
Ohio.
But
It's all right.
yeah, it's fine. So I bought the yellow one, which I mean it worked out in the end. It was a great deal. I got a manual, which is rare because they only made maybe a quarter of every FJ year manufactured.
From California, right?
Yeah, I got that one from California. So I took a chance, and I was talking to this guy for 3 weeks, just back and forth, going over it, and he recorded every aspect of that car. I knew every inch of that car before it even got on the truck to get out of here. Heard it run, saw him drive it. It was great. And bought it from California, paid to have it shipped from California from a private seller to here, which was nerve-wracking as hell, let me tell you. And then it got here, and it was everything I expected. Like, it was absolutely gorgeous. The engine bay was clean enough to eat off of. The frame has never seen salt. So that's...
Side note, if you ever buy a car that you're wanting for off-roading, I don't know if he said it in his channel, but get something from the South if you can. It's going to make your frame a lot better. No salt, those types of things when you run into,
So we live
Ohio.
in the Midwest in Ohio. There's the problem is we live in the Rust Belt, and it's called the Rust Belt because they use a lot of salt on the roads, and it rusts out the cars. And the salt is for the snow that hits the ground. A lot of places out west or down south, they don't do that. I know down south it's weird as hell, but they use like sand. Yeah, it's so weird. Like,
they also get a quarter inch of snow and they shut everything down.
Well, yeah, the whole like I remember being in Mississippi in 2014 in February 2014, and they had this massive ice storm come through, and they put all this sand down, and the sand froze, and then they shut everything down. Even the Waffle House shut down.
Oh my God!
You know it's bad when the fucking Waffle House shuts down.
We live in Ohio. There would have to be 2 foot of snow before we would shut the Waffle House down.
No, I don't even think that. I think even with it, I think they'd still be open.
At my age, I went to school.
There'd still be fights. There'd still be drunk people there.
It's the last bastion of like craziness is Waffle House. But with this new car,
sorry, I just kind of envisioned a picture of my wife at Waffle House. That's a different story.
Wait, was your wife fighting at Waffle House?
I wish you would have been a fight at Waffle House.
I'm so sending her this video as soon as this is done. It's gonna be hilarious. There's the train.
Maybe one day we'll meet Brandon on this channel, and he can tell you about my wife at Waffle House.
Oh God.
You gotta have some really good friends that you don't kill when they drop your wife off at the front door, and you hear, "Brandon, don't look, I ain't got no pants on," and you don't bat an eye at why your wife ain't got no pants on, which is being dropped off by another guy.
With that being said, we should probably end the channel now before we have too much to drink, and or end the video now before we have too much to drink.
No, it's not in the channel. I need the channel to be open.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe the video. Maybe we can get into those types of stories at another day.
We'll go on a Rumble for that one, not YouTube.
Will getting locked out on the roof.
Oh no, we're not bringing that story up. So, real quick, I thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jack, for coming out and hanging out for this whiskey one take. I know it was a little rough with our break there. I'd like to do this some more. We can talk more about whiskey, talk more about off-roading, just kind of have a good time, good dialogue, just kind of sit here and just talk shit, just hang out. Yeah. It's pretty fun. We're in my garage. I'm sitting here looking at my Toyotas in my garage and my driveway, which is awesome. But I appreciate anybody that tuned in and watched this stupid video in our dumb channel. We do appreciate you guys. If you like what you see, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. Again, this is Winches and Whiskey. So all my videos up to this point have been focused primarily on the winches portion of it. So like off-roading, overlanding, building up those off-road rigs that you want to do and going out and adventuring. We wanted to do something a little bit differently this time and just kind of embrace the whiskey portion of it. So I know I drink a little bit of whiskey at the end of every episode, but I appreciate you guys coming in. Tuning in and joining us on this little
coming in.
That's what she said.
Hi, Joker.
I did. That's fair. No, it's fair. And I'm sure I did laugh at it. Yeah. So appreciate you guys. If you like what you see, hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you at the next episode of Winches Whiskey. Thanks.